This is so different.
All right. This is our first time hearing anything from Five Finger Death Punch. Checking out When the Seasons Change. Don't know what to expect.
Yeah, we don't know.
Let's get into it.
Officer down!
What in the world is
that was a lot of shells.
intro all about?
That was a lot of shells.
I remember the cop. I guess he was just playing with the other cop and he was holding the keys and she was jumping. I guess they were just playing around.
There's a light in you that tears me down to nothing. There's an angel in your eyes. There's a hope inside that you can make it better. You see right through my disguise. When it rains, it pours, and everybody stumbles. I won't let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change, I won't go.
Okay, this reminds me of that movie Crash.
Okay, I haven't seen that in like
Years.
I mean 13, 14 years, but
Yeah. But just the energy is like, it's very like heavy and it's very like, you know,
gonna be honest, it's hard to listen to the words with the imagery.
and watch it, right.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to like do both.
Like right now, I'm very heavily invested in this story
Right.
and what's going to happen, but now it's like it rewounded and now they're showing us what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like, I'm like torn between
Yeah.
the story and the words. Like, wait, okay. Sounds like he's supporting someone. He's not going to let someone down, but when I look at the, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
I'm back and forth right now.
When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. When the seasons change. There's a hope in me that I will die for something. Was there fire in my eyes? All this pain inside, will it be this way forever? I can run, but I can't hide.
What? Oh my gosh, is that her husband?
No way.
They grew up together and that's her husband? Okay, side note, how does this relate to When the Seasons Change? Like, I'm like,
We got to listen to the words. We got to listen to the words.
Okay. Let's really focus this time.
All right.
But I can't hide. When it rains, it pours, and everybody stumbles. I won't let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change, I won't go down.
Okay, I think when the seasons change is like when something horrible happens in your life.
Yeah.
And I won't let you down when the seasons change. Almost like she could be singing this to her deceased husband. You know what I mean? I won't let you down just because the seasons have changed and you're no longer here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's not going to give up on life. I feel like it could be something like that.
Okay. It's like when you go through stuff with people,
Right?
like
or
having their
or
back,
lose someone.
not switching up.
Right, or lose somebody. Or I wonder if this was a song that was written after a loss. You know what I mean?
Right.
When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. and we're in for colder weather. Look for me on the divide. I won't let you down when the seasons change. I won't go down.
Oh my goodness. I'm feeling this video so much. It's
yeah. It's hard to listen.
it's like, I mean, but this is so different. So different.
Right?
It's like, it's almost like the video to me, I would never put this music with this video.
Right, but it makes
You know what I mean?
sense.
But it makes sense.
It definitely does.
Like, if this video was like a show, the music that they're going to select for it is not going to be this music. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
It would be like some action hero music or something.
But it totally takes you on a different emotional roller coaster,
Right.
and I'm loving it.
Right.
Now I want to see this band play though. Like I want to see the live performance or
I
something.
mean, we definitely need to do another one without such a, like attention-grabbing video.
Right.
Because I am seriously battling trying to hear the words too.
Right. And then it's like, is it country? Is it soft rock?
That's too much thinking right now. Right now, I'm stuck between the video and the lyrics. I can't even try and figure out a genre. That is way too much.
Okay. He's coming back to life.
All right.
When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. I won't let you
All the goosebumps.
Wait, what?
Just all these
Dang.
goosebumps. I don't even see it on camera,
Dang.
but like, this video, I can't. Like, the video's too powerful.
Dang.
Too much going on right now.
I'm like, are they married or like, are they a couple or are they just best friends
I think they're a couple,
and best friends? Like they're like, they grew up together.
right? I thought he had died because he had the
Right, 'cause
flag in her house.
And she was all the way back at, but also that could be military. Like she
Right.
got that from like her dad or something.
Right.
But also she was all the way back at the house. How are they just now bringing him back to life? But she was all the way back at the house chilling. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean, they could be best friends or a couple. I don't know.
Okay.
when the seasons change.
Okay, dedicated to Army veteran and Las Vegas police officer Charleston something. He died in 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting using...
Hold up.
Okay. I can read fast, but not that fast. Okay, using his own body to shield others from the hail of bullets.
Dang.
That's pretty brave. Every 58 hours, a police officer dies in the line of duty.
That's something you don't hear about on the news
You
much.
don't.
I mean, to be honest, I couldn't tell you the last time I heard about a police officer dying.
And the weird thing is, it's
I
like...
think it was last summer I heard about one in St. Louis.
Oh, last time, David Dorn was the last one.
Right, but he wasn't in the line of duty.
He wasn't.
I think there was one in St. Louis, like something that happened last summer where a guy shot or even killed a police officer. I don't know. It's been like a year.
Are these all police officers that died in the line of
And I only heard about that because we have family in St. Louis, but it wasn't like national news. The David Dorn was national news, but he wasn't in the line of duty. You know what I mean? But I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I heard about it.
You know what I think is so weird about this conversation?
What?
Police officers are literally regular citizens until they go and sign. It's like a job they sign up for. And then they have a lot of training and they become like, seniority, like vetted in it. But like, why do people make a distinction in the mind that it's like they're not regular people?
Just watching too much news. I mean, I feel like it's the media's doing it. That's why police officers are demonized. Like, this is crazy to see.
It's so
Like,
many
this whole
different
image.
ethnicities,
Right,
ages.
right.
Like, I mean, it's just weird to me.
And you
'cause
see
it's
men
like,
and women up here, too.
yeah. And it's like pretty much, I think one of the only thing that bars you from being a police officer is if you're a criminal.
Right.
So it's like, they're literally regular people. I don't understand why there's like this police versus everybody conversation because like
Well, it ain't police versus everybody. They want it to be that.
but the conversation on it, like in the media, like what they want, I just don't understand why people believe it, because like they're literally regular people. Like it's a job. That's just like if you choose to be a doctor, or if you choose to be, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
It's like every time a doctor kills someone, like medical malpractice, and they put it on the news, and that's all you saw of doctors.
yeah.
And then everyone would hate doctors.
And
Or they
then-
would try to get
yeah.
everyone to hate doctors.
And then everybody's like, cancel doctors. Like that's how
Right.
silly canceling the police is.
Right. Or defunding the police.
Yeah.
But I feel like, my honest opinion,
Mm-hmm.
there are so few crooked police that they blow up incidents that the police officer wasn't wrong to demonize police. If there's just so many crooked police, right? Like even if just a few percent of police were so crooked, you'd have
Yeah.
incidents every day of crooked policing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they'll take something where the police officer was in the right and they'll blow it up and edit the clips
Yeah.
to make it look like he's a crooked cop or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's so true.
I'm sure there are some. I'm not saying
Yeah.
there aren't any, but I feel like it's so small that they blow up normal policing and try to make it look crooked because they don't have enough footage of crooked policing to
See,
fit the narrative they're trying to
that's
portray.
the other thing. It's like, why do they buy into the narrative?
Because of the media.
Yeah. But people should be smarter. People should be able to not drink the Kool-Aid of the media. They obviously don't care about you.
Yes, and I should be rich and living in a mansion and I should have a yacht. But it just hasn't happened, okay?
Fair enough.
Some things just are the way they are, no matter how much you want it to be different. It is what it is.
Best images of fallen officers.
I guess they're giving
officer-
credit to where they got the
Yeah.
pictures from.
New Orleans Police Department, Atlanta Police Department, Miami-Dade Police Department, Houston.
In Las Vegas.
Whoa. So basically the biggest cities are the ones that end up with the most police officers killed. Or
Well, I mean,
at
that
least
would
a
make
lot.
sense just by population density.
Yeah, true.
But then also, inner cities have a lot of crime.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make logical sense to me. But it's just crazy that this gets swept under the rug.
Right. And it's like, I think it won't be swept under the rug one day, but it's just going to be after it's too late. Like after there's such a scarcity of policing that
Right?
like it's gonna.
Who would sign up to be a cop right now?
Right. I mean, because I feel like if you sign up to be a cop right now, you basically have a death wish, either in the line of duty or else your life gets ruined in some other way
Right, for just doing your job.
for just doing your job.
You do your job and the camera's around,
Right.
might catch charges.
And it's like the cameras are on your uniform, so I mean,
Right.
it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? But so then I feel like people will start to realize how much we need police when we have to start, like, they don't show up to calls.
Well, I saw gun sales are rising again. I saw something about that today. First time gun owners, like first time gun buyers, it's on the rise again because of all the protests and riots and stuff.
And it's so strange because, like, I know some of those people, and those people will be defund the police but also go buy a gun. You think you have better training to deal with this than them, I guess. 'Cause that's
I mean, I
basically-
support people buying guns, but I mean, hopefully
Right.
people don't just go buy a gun and think they're proficient with a gun. You know what I mean?
And oftentimes, so also I feel like people think the police are the government too. You know? Like they think, like when interacting with police, it's like basically us versus the system, us versus them type
I
thing.
mean, they are a part of it.
But they don't get as much, like, they don't have as much pull and stuff as other people in government.
Right.
You know, like they seem like, yes, they have authority and whatnot, but it's like, if you watch some of that, like active self-protection and like some of these things, it's like
Or police activity.
police activity. Police officers a lot of times are regular citizens that have some training, and you know what I mean? It's not that much of a gap like people think.
Right. They're not like the elites to where all these conspiracy theories come from. And some are
Right.
real and some are not. But you know what I mean? They're not
Right.
the people creating those.
Right.
But yeah, for people to buy guns and want to defund the police, it's odd. But not just because they want to own a gun. I feel like it's good to be able to protect your house. You know what I mean? Protect your family,
Right,
all that
right.
kind of stuff. But you're clearly okay with deadly force if you buy a gun. And one of the big reasons people are mad at police is deadly force. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. It's like you want to be able to use deadly force, but you don't want police to be able to use deadly force. You want them to shoot warning shots in the air and only tase people and all this weird stuff, but you want to have a gun? It's like, it is weird.
Yeah, it's all media.
And the thing is, some of these cops who probably let you off from a speeding ticket and stuff like that may have died in the line of duty later. You don't even know. Every 58 hours? Like that could have happened. I'm sure some people we know that's happened to.
And they have
and
whole
run around
families.
talking defund the police, you know, all cops are bad, all this kind of stuff. That was ridiculous. I was talking to someone on the phone the other day. This is within the last week. And we're talking about the George Floyd incident. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what happened to a white person too? Something very similar happened to a white person, right? And he was like, I don't care if it happens to white people. He literally said that. It's like wait, what?
Jeez.
Like, literally doesn't care. So, I mean, I don't get what these people want other than some kind of preferential treatment. I don't know, but it's very weird to me. You don't care if cops are, you don't care if the thing you're fighting for justice for, if it happens to other people too, just because they have a different skin color.
And then
it's very weird.
Those same people have friends of all races.
Right.
They work at companies and have.
And they can't be racist because of their skin color.
It's just like people. We need you to like click some things.
But these people who say these things to me, I guarantee you, if I ask them, are you racist? They say no. But it's like, by definition, I mean, that's pretty racist to me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're sitting there, I don't care if somebody gets killed, just murk them. It's just like, you know, I don't.
Yeah, as long as they're not black, I mean, cop can kill anyone. I don't care. As long as they're not
black. That's like
black.
the epitome of racist.
Right.
It's like the definition of racist. And I thought this video was interesting because they used a black cop and a white cop and a male and a female. Because I think right now we have like a gender war going on. We have a racial war going on. You know, political war. So I thought it was very like
any way they can divide us, they pick everyone.
But then how does it work then? Because at some point you're going to be divided from like us. We'll be male and female. There we go.
I mean, that's what they want.
But
they don't want us to raise a family together. You know what I mean?
But then it's like every single individual is now an individual only. How do people not see that's not in your best interest? Like you're literally, by joining all these different segments of individuality, you literally are alone.
Right. Divide and conquer. They want everyone to be alone and look to them for solutions.
Dang,
you know what I mean?
That's a crazy thing. They tell you, like, you know, history will repeat itself or whatever. Like that quote, it's like if you're not aware of it, it'll repeat it. Then they say stuff like divide and conquer. People don't realize that is exactly what's happening.
Well, as people look for history to repeat itself in the exact same way. And I feel like that's why they always tell us history will repeat itself and yada, yada, yada. But I feel like part of that advice is a little misleading because they teach history so it doesn't repeat.
Yeah.
But they'll have a lot of people looking for another Hitler. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going to look different. Like there's never going to be Jim Crow laws again. You know what I mean? If there were to be something racist, it would look really different. Like telling black people you should be scared to leave the house. You know, you should live in fear your whole life and people are hunting you and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That's the new version. Like, it's not going to look the same.
It's so frustrating because it's like these things will be very consequential in 20 years. Like it's starting to be very consequential now.
Yeah, it's very consequential already.
I mean, if you just think 2010 to now, like just the last decade, can you imagine 20 years from now?
No. Not at the rate we're going, I don't want to imagine 20 years from now.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Because, I mean, just a few years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago, people only got mad, like, at the police when it was kind of questionable. And, like, the police officer may not have been wrong, but, the news article could have painted it that way. There was no real video evidence. And it was, like, kind of questionable. People might protest and get really mad and just believe whichever side of the story. You know what I mean? But now it could be, like, perfect 1080p footage of someone doing something heinous and a cop kills them. It's like people are protesting and rioting.
They dox the cop.
It's like that wasn't happening 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago, it started to get in that territory, but it wasn't like as clear cut and dry as the things we have now that are like, okay, he was doing his job. You know what I mean? That 5 years ago, even I don't remember things being that clear cut and dry, but it was starting to get there around 5 years ago. But 10 years ago, definitely not. So at the rate we're going, 20 years from now, at this rate, there's not even going to need to be an event for people to protest and riot.
And riots these days are like burning buildings down.
Right.
Like,
People are dying in riots. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, these are really riots.
I mean, everybody's getting guns too. Like, so many more people who never had guns before now have guns. It's like, are we low key preparing for a civil war? But is it gonna be just like, is it gonna look completely different than people think it will look?
100%. There's not clear cut like geographical lines where we could have like an old school civil
Right?
war. Like, no.
But is it gonna be a war within households? Like, literally, people just can't stand each other anymore.
I mean, I think it's to that point where people can't stand each other. Once you find out which side of the aisle someone's on, like if they're not on your side, like you just don't like them. You know what I mean? I feel like it's to that point already.
Like, our circles just get smaller and smaller until it's just you as an individual. You can't even trust your kids. Can't even trust your spouse.
I saw it with the Capitol riots or whatever. I don't even like calling them riots.
Yeah.
Because it's the only event that's been called a riot, you know what I mean, in the last year.
Yeah.
But I saw with that event that someone's kid had turned their parent in for going. Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, it's already to that point where you might not be able to trust your own immediate family. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad right now.
But that's what they really want. Because, I mean, good luck trying to have, like, land and money. And, you know what I mean? Trying to build anything when you can't even trust the person next to you that you're sleeping in the same bed with.
Right.
It's wild. Whew. Well, guys. Got anything else on this?
That's all I have on this one.
We would love to hear your thoughts in the
I had
comments.
to cut some of this out.
Maybe, you know.
I mean,
maybe
we're
not.
treading in podcast territory right now. This is too long for a reaction.
Yeah, well, maybe. Thank you guys for watching this. Comment below your thoughts. We'd love to hear it. If you want to join the Discord, it's kind of like a big group chat for the Couch Gang, and it's free. So the link is in the description. We would love to have you over there, too. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because we're definitely diving down this rabbit hole. I like 5 Finger Death Punch. And yeah, we love you guys. Until next time, that's a wrap.
I don't know. Tell me, man, what do you know? What do you know? Me and my boys on the road. We to go. She told me, boy, you to go. Like, I don't know. But I don't